Everybody, it's Jim with the Friday video, and yes, the New York Yankees play their first game in spring training tomorrow. So I will not be there in person, but we'll wish them luck. Hey, we've had a great week and month. Believe it or not, next week is the end of February, and then we begin March. So that's generally how that works. So thank you all across the organization for the great work that you've put in so far this month in February, and what I'm anticipating, we'll have a great week next week too. We're doing well in retail above budget. We're kind of realigning some responsibilities in contracts, and that's going well. Joe Muller, thank you. Shout out for you. He's taking the lead in contracts. And let's see, anything else? Well, workforce development, man, they were rocking it this week. We had multiple classes going on, employment essentials, and youth were here today, so we are going full bore. We've got the employee awards coming up, so check your emails or Facebook posting about that. I think I've got the date right, March the 12th. And Kyle Dillingham, who's become a friend of mine in the past year or so, is going to be, I call it entertainment, but it's really much more than that. He is a terrific communicator of the message of goodwill, and he loves goodwill. He's a very well-renowned violinist, really around the world, and he's going to be the message bearer through song at the Employee Award. So get your tickets. If you haven't gotten them already, invite some more people to come. They can buy tickets online, $15, and we're going to have a great day there. All right, we are going to talk to one of the longest serving employees at Goodwill, Bob Stevens. Bob does so many things and does so many things well. He previously served in the finance department, and now he handles all kinds of compliance issues to make sure, we're dotting I's, crossing T's. Bob sends me emails when my insurance is lapsing and needs to be renewed, and so he keeps me on top of it. He does that with everyone. And I'm just going to introduce you to Bob. If you haven't met him, come by and say hi to him. And Bob, you're on the Friday video. That I said let's move you over here a little bit closer.
Okay.
I mentioned that you've been here a long time. Mm-hmm. Remind me how many years? 18?
It's been about 20 years.
Okay.
I was hired as a payroll clerk, and back when we had one individual, and so bumped me to finance, and so did that for a while and wanted to see the organization from a different point of view.
Yeah.
And so worked with the ADCs for a couple of years. Decided maybe finance wasn't so bad after all. So went back there, and then I transitioned to this position.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. Compliance is an area that most of us are not exposed to.
Sure.
Don't know what. So what do you do? How do you keep us in compliance?
Car insurance, because with car insurance, driver's license, store audits, quarterly store audits, quarterly ADC audits, checking forms and things of that nature, and just making sure that we are up to par, that we haven't dropped the ball on certain deadlines. It's one thing that's just painful to see is that Monday through Thursday everyone's getting along, but then Friday something comes along, and you just want to avoid those hard conversations.
Yeah.
And so if you kind of do that throughout, then you just don't have to have those painful conversations.
Yeah, that's great. So I noticed, Bob, that you're a sports fan. From
Yes.
Looking at your office. So
Yes.
over here we have a St. Louis Rams, which for those of you who don't know doesn't exist anymore, at least in St. Louis. And then we've got a Cleveland Browns shirt on.
Yes.
Right. And then on the wall we've got your diploma from Southern Nazarene University.
Right.
You've got Dallas Cowboys. Do you own stock in the Dallas Cowboys?
I do not. Jerry Jones has not contacted me yet.
Okay.
So,
but over here is the Green Bay Packers stock certificate. So Bob is an owner in the Green Bay Packers. When's the last time they were in the Super Bowl?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe the stock isn't worth a lot, but how did you get interested in sports like that?
I grew up in Ohio, and in Ohio, you can Canton, Ohio, has the Pro Football Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
and so you can either talk about football in Ohio or do your own thing. So I decided to talk about football.
All right. So, what's the favorite thing that you like about working for Goodwill for 20 years?
Mm-hmm. Just the ability to change, just to get things done, and just to help individuals.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to all the rest of us rookies that don't have 20 years under our belt to be a great employee?
Yeah, couple things. Number one, just take time off for yourself. Studies come out time and time again that individuals just don't take their necessary time off. Then they make errors. They say things they might regret, things of that nature. So number one, take time off. And number two, what I've learned in this position anyway, is probably check your Paycom notifications to make sure there's not anything outstanding. So, and just resolve that. If those are resolved, then it just becomes a lot more efficient, your work.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I love what you said about taking time off. You're the first person that's ever said that on the Friday video.
Sorry,
and I think it's a great idea because Bob's exactly right. People, particularly Americans, don't use their vacation that they're entitled to. And sometimes it's because we feel like, oh, I've got to be working. I'm a human doing, not a human being. But you're a human being. Take some vacation time, assuming you have some coming.
Right.
Okay.
And it's planned.
All right. So that's it for the Friday video. Hope you have a great weekend. Finish February strong. Bob, anything to wrap up?
Just keep doing what you're doing, and you guys are doing a great job. You're flexible, and I appreciate all your cooperation. So keep your head up and have a great weekend.
Very good. Thanks. See you next week.